All right, good morning. So, it's Sunday again. Happy Sunday. We're going to be working on some game dev stuff again, of course. So, as the stream title indicates, we're going to be doing some audio effects stuff. I did some prep work, and not with for the audio effects, but I got this idea to make like a little soundboard so that it's like a runnable interface that lists all the sounds that are in the game, or at least the slots for where the sounds will go, and then we can play them. So we already built a thing where we have like an audio manager component that can have one or more sound files associated with an effect, and it can randomly choose between them, and then it can also change the pitch, right? We give random variation in a range to the pitch. That way, if you get the same sound effect over and over again, it sounds slightly different, so it's not really repetitive. So this incorporates that, but essentially is a soundboard for all the effects that will be in the game so far. So this is just a thing. Now this should work. Okay. Maybe a little lag there. A little laggy. What's up with that? Interesting. We'll look into that. But all of the effects are the same sound because I don't have. That's what we're doing today. Is we're gonna make separate. We're gonna either find CC0 assets from OpenGameArt or use a tool to make sound effects. Probably for like some of these things will be good to use. I found a couple of things that we can use. We have JSFXR and Chiptone. Right, so again, we can use these things to do things like interesting. First of all, kind of loud. One second. What's going on with my audio? So that should be coming. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not delayed, but the head. Hold on. Maybe I need to turn off and on my in ear. One second. Let's try this. Okay. So yeah, I can see from the audio monitor that the audio is not delayed. This is delayed. Okay, let me see if I can do about that. What if we switch this to this profile? Audio issues. Always audio issues. And this is a bad stream to have audio issues if we're working on audio sound effects. What if I turn you off and back on again? So I'm on my sound settings. There we go. Inactive. I think this is where it was originally. Okay. It could also be OBS. Let me go through various things here. We'll get back to the point of the stream here in a moment, as soon as I sort out audio issues. So it plays, and then I don't hear it. Oh, there it went. Great. This is what I get for messing with my audio settings before the stream as well, because I think that didn't help the situation. Okay, so I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect the headset. Excellent. Okay, so that is really weird. I've never seen that before. Like, I can see in OBS, you can hear the audio immediately, and then there's just like lag for a while. Let me switch this back to here. Okay, when I hit the test button in sound settings, I hear it. It's not good. Okay, let me disconnect. Great. Oh, that was fun. It just like disconnected and reconnected a bunch. All right, how about now? Now I hear nothing. Okay. Technical difficulties. Alright, let's see. Usually when I have issues with not hearing anything at all, it's because I have to reset OBS to be like, hey, the audio monitor is back. Oh, music's not playing anyway. Great. Okay, well. Why is Pretzel Rock's not even... Oh, it's frozen. Oh, fun. Okay. Well, we're gonna restart Firefox. Maybe this is just Firefox's fault. Maybe that. Let me get a terminal up here and we'll see if Firefox is actually running. Many Firefoxes. Oh, I don't have kill all. Wow. Firefox just does not want to exit. Kill. Yay, we killed Firefox. All right. Turn it off, turn it on again. Now, granted, where we started, the audio delay was definitely, had nothing to do with Firefox. It was coming from Godot. So we'll see if, and wait, now we see all of my windows. Because they all got moved to this activity. It's fine. Okay, so... Okay, not a Firefox issue. I do want to get the music going again, though. Of course, I have to make some settings changes. Unfortunately, it's the fact of the matter is that without having this audio issue sorted out, it's going to be difficult to work on sound effects, isn't it? All right, so the music is back. What is... I hear nothing. So let's sort that out. Oh, you can see that on stream. Neat. So generally, when there are audio issues, I have to toggle monitor off and then back. Hey, now I can hear music. Okay, so great. Oh, it's working and I can hear it immediately. So that's good. How does that sound on stream? Okay, that's audible. Okay, great. Let's actually start now with working on some sound effects for our Nom Defense tower defense game. So we have a few different tools. We have Chiptone over here. We have JSFXR. We have some ChatGPT stuff that we don't need to look at. We have a project board. Got to just pull all these things up because they have to be reloaded because we restarted Firefox. Okay, so we have our audio manager. So the idea here is that we have a dictionary that we define when the audio manager is loaded. And currently we just have these placeholders, right? So we have our original effects that we found from the OpenGameArt site. And then the thinking is that I can go find some effects, or we can make some effects depending on what we can find for these different things. And you can see here, this corresponds to what we have in the soundboard, right? But of course, we only have the one sound effect. The sound effect that's intended to be the sound effect for player attack hit. So we need to fill in the rest of these, is the mission. So I feel like things like, well, we're gonna do some searching and we're gonna see what we can find, right? So I think somewhere here I have a tab where I started a search here. So I just started with a search of zombie. So we have a zombie sound pack, right? So we could use that. So I think we can use some of those for zombie idle groan. We might take some of those for zombie death. We'll have to figure out which ones we want. Maybe for zombie death we can I don't know. I don't know what's gonna work here, but let's download that. Generally, when I remember to actually log in before the stream today, so I don't have to like move that off screen. I like to add to my favorites and say I'm using this, and we'll download that. We'll download that to. Excuse me. Just drop that into my downloads. Open that up. We have a folder called zombies. And we'll copy all of these. And then we're going to put them in audio SFX. I think I'm going to create folders for organization, right? So we're going to do the categories that we have right now. And then maybe I'll do folders for every sound effect just to make it easier to manage. And that means like organizing, we'll just move things between folders. I guess that's fine. It's fine. So ambiance. INC. I have it's like literally right there. Creating another folder called building. Another folder called combat. So the this crackling.wav is not for electric crackle. I've realized that we should have a campfire fire crackling ambience. So we'll add that. And UI. And so ambience, we can have a folder called zombie. It doesn't have to be the full name. Just because we have so many of these. Let's see, open a file manager. Maybe that'll work. That works. And then we can paste, maybe. Clipboard is empty. Okay, maybe not then. Back to here. Copy. Nope, okay. Drag to here. Okay, great. So we have those extracted. So those are now all here. So we can see waveforms and stuff here. I guess something that could be cool for this soundboard UI is to actually have a preview of the waveform in the, like, on the button. In fact, super cool, right? Would be then you click it and you see a line where it plays through. Anyway, so what we want to do is we want to divide up the zombie sound effects into the zombie ambience and the zombie death. So combat, zombie death. I think the other thing that so I see a couple of things that we need to add to this soundboard and to our kind of our list of sound effects to fill in, right? So for ambiance, we also want to add sound effect dot. Oh, hold on. We gotta define in the enum what the effect is, right? So this would be fire crackle, and then not just zombie death, but survivor death is missing. I think those will be good to well, not good, but necessary for kind of the sound dictionary here, right? So then we want fire crackle, except we actually have a fire crackle. Crackle.wav. Nope. It's in there, isn't it? Or I moved it already to ambiance? No, it's crackling. Okay. crackling. Great. What did you do? What is this? How did that happen? Okay, well, whatever. It's fixed now. So there's that one, and then the other one we want is survivor death. Like that. Alright, so now if I reload our little runnable scene here, there we go, we have fire crackle. And we have survivor death, which is just our placeholder sound. Okay, so we can close this now. And what I want to do is figure out what sounds we're using for things. So we can also just open the audio here and listen. Yeah, so imagine having this like waveform, but right here in the UI, so we can see that. It'd be cool. For that matter, I mean, taking this board to its logical conclusion, we just have it like enumerate all of the files in the SFX folder and have like a picker. It's not, this as a tool isn't quite that far along. This is just something that I had AI write yesterday. Do any of these sound more death-like? Maybe this one? Great. We're on 11. Maybe this one as well. I don't know, is it... Maybe it's the higher pitched ones sound like more like zombie dying. More of a groan there, I think. Honestly, I think that like these two, like I might get rid of some of the other ones. The other ones are kind of short. Basically, like, we don't need 20 variations of a zombie groan, so we're gonna pick and choose here. Nah, too short. Do we see? Oh yeah, we can see the duration, right? 0.85 seconds there, versus something like 0.87, 1.44, right? So I think. Hey, Brainless, thanks for being first.
Brainless Society just got here first and is awesome.
Correct. Hello. Just weeding out the zombie sounds I don't want. Alright, so like these are all kind of short, right? we'll get rid of all of these. I think anything less than a second, I'm just going to get rid of. Roughly. Just get rid of all of those. It's kind of winnowing things down because I don't want like 20 variations. I don't think we need that. Now I had considered recording my own groaning, but maybe we'll do that for some other effects. We do need a lot of different effects, as you can see here on the soundboard that I made. Okay, so that leaves us with what, 6 different ones for zombie ambience. Let's plug those in, right? So where is it? Zombie idle groan, there it is. Yeah, we need proper zombie idle groan sound. Ambiance. Come on. Ambiance. Really? Ah, there we go. Okay. So there were 6 of them. I don't know if they were consecutive, but we can 21.wav. I think maybe it wasn't. Let's see, what were the 16, 17, 18, 19? Oh, it was. So those are our zombie idle groan. I think we'll have to restart the scene. That take effect. Now you can see it says we have 6 variations. All right, I want to change the pitch variation, so we can go a little bit lower, quite a bit lower, and a little bit higher. Let's see what that does. So things that would be cool for the soundboard would be being able to change the config without having to restart it, having it like see all the files and be able to like dynamically do stuff. You wish testing Transport Fever 2 mod wouldn't require you to start the game every time? Yeah. Does that game take a long time to load? Hold on, let me turn up. How is the can you hear this okay over the music, Brainless? 30. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, it does add up, right? You can hear it? All right. It's zombies. Yeah. Espresso is good. This is how I start every day, with 2 shots of espresso. All right. Electric crackle. I think I do want to actually try to make some sound effects. So let's try. Way too loud. I don't know how that came through. Okay, I don't know. That sounded really loud in my ear. So maybe this is maybe this laser shoot is a good place to start for like a crackle. Then we want, it needs to be lower pitch though. Oh, I see, min frequency. And then vibrato. Ooh, something like that. Longer sustain. Is that a noise? It's weird. I'm trying to figure out how to make something that sounds like electric crackling. Are you familiar with these kind of tools? Like JSFXR? We can just we can tweak all these different settings and it will make a sound for us. Oh, sounds like, yeah. That is literally what we're trying to do. Yeah. Not make your speaker fail, but make it. I think. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if we see the start. Let's see. Drop the sustain time, or no? Increase the sustain. No. Sustain punch. No. Decay time. Decay time off. Ooh. Something like that. Min cutoff frequency. So I've never made a sound effect using this tool, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. I don't know, I feel like I'm moving further away from where I want. So that kind of like clickiness I want, but what does retrigger do? Yeah. I want, can we make it somehow like sharper? Does that sound to you, Brainless, like a electric crackle? Between that and interference, yeah. Interference, definitely. I hear that. What does flanger do? Very little. just reset that. What about maybe low pass filter or high pass filter? What does resonance do? Ooh. The other thing that I have not touched on at all is changing the, hold on one second. Let me copy that really quick. If I change this to sawtooth, okay, so it doesn't change any of the settings. Right, so we can, so the idea here is that you have a source, like, wave, and then you're making adjustments to it, right? So if we just change what the initial wave is, right, then we get somewhat different results. So we were here, so attack time, interesting. Maybe something like this. What does the sustain do? Ooh. Okay. Something like that? Ooh. That's interesting. Okay, so what happens if we change this? No. No. So, and then you can just download it, right? You can just download the WAV file. And somewhere I guess I closed the window that had my downloads. We'll rename this to be electric crackle. Boop, 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 boop. So many windows. And I think with all of these things, it's definitely something where we can go back and change. There's always room for improvement. But yeah, anyway. Okay, and then I think the other thing we can do is we can take this crackling sound and move it into ambiance as well, so all the things are together. And then I just need to make sure that the reference can be there we go. Okay, so there's fire crackle. And then we want, where's the other one? Electric crackle. Yep, that one. It's not a placeholder anymore. Or not the same, not in the same way that these other things are a placeholder. So going back to Godot, we'll relaunch the scene for our soundboard. Actually, I do kind of like that now. All right, there's our ambient sounds, I guess. We'll need more. We probably want to have like ones for the support towers as well. Some kind of like humming sound maybe. But we'll come back to that. How about a turret fire sound? Oh, let's add the zombie death ones, actually, because we've already put stuff in the folder for that. We got 10, 11, or 10, 12, and 13. So let's add the zombie death sounds. So we have SFX, combat, zombie death. What am I? I'm like tabbing out. That's weird. Oh, I'm tabbing out, but it's staying on the, okay, anyway. Zombie 10.wav, 12, and I don't know if it's 14. It's 13. Okay. Yeah, that seems fine. So if we restart scene, I think one thing, well, I guess it's fine. I think in context, because you'll have like something like that, or when we have turret fire, zombie death. I guess probably, at least for now, player attack kit will just be zombie is hit. So it'll be more like turret fire, attack kit, and then zombie death if they die, right? If they're out of hit points. Survivor death, just Wilhelm scream, maybe. Let's do turret fire. So the other side of this that we'll need to do is actually hooking up all the sound effects. So we have our audio manager and the ability to play sound effects. We'll have to set up things to actually play them at the appropriate time. A lot of things right now just do the one sound effect. Well, a lot of, I think one or two things do it. So we'll have to update that. But I figured we do some like, creative stuff here before we do that. So shoot. So if you just keep on clicking the generator, it'll keep random, it'll generate random things that are in this sort of category. Thump. I think I hear in this something like what I want, because I don't want a laser sound. I want, what if we sustain longer? Is it not sustain? Okay. Decay time? No, there's just nothing. Start frequency lower. Way lower. Min frequency cutoff. I see. What, so not sustain time. Decay time. None of those are doing what I want. What keeps... Min frequency cutoff slide? That's a fun effect, but not what I'm looking for. This would be good for like some kind of splatting effect. I don't know. A vibrato? No. No, I don't think this is doing what I want. Interesting. Okay. It's curious that these aren't doing it. I would expect that these things would change the waveform, but they don't. Seems like nothing does anything. I'm not sure why that is. Oh, there we go. We're getting a change now. Oh. Yeah, high pass filter. I kind of like that. What does this do? Thump thump. Okay, what can we tune here? What does it do? Anything? I like that thump thump for the turret. Ooh. Okay. Let's go with this for now. Turret fire. Cut. And so in combat, we'll put this in here. And we'll find where we have listed this. Now here's a question, right? So instead of this having a dictionary where we are maintaining this configuration here, I could do what I have done for other things, which is to have a set of resource files in a folder. .wav. No. Turret fire in SFX combat. Oh, I haven't gone back to Godot since I added the file, right? Is that what's happening? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So let's see that in here. So it's kind of, it's pretty subtle, but yeah, okay. So I think that's progress, right? I think what I want to do is I want to create a resource type for our sound effects that encapsulates this. Instead of having this class, we'll have it as a separate thing, and then we'll be able to define resources in our config folder. Right, so inside of config, we have all these different resources. So we can do another one for sound effects. And then that way, what does that get us? It makes it easier if we want to actually be able to do stuff through the soundboard to configure things, because then we just need to save out to the resource file, versus trying to update a dictionary inside of source code, because the resource files are like, they're structured data files. So yeah, I think that's the way to go, and that'll just make it easier to manage this. And this is, it's a good time before we get too far afield from this audio work to do that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new file. Do we do common? Where do we keep our resource definitions? So like obstacle registry, we have a resource obstacle type. Okay, so it's just in line with the thing, right? So we'll create a sound effect resource.gd, and we'll just kind of do the same thing here of extending resource. This will be resource sound effect, and then we'll start pulling things from audio manager, like sound effect and sound category. Do we want to have this enum sound effect? I think that becomes redundant. How are we using that? To define the key for the dictionary, right? Right, just here. and then the type for, oh, right. So the nice thing is that we have an enum that specifies which audio effect to play through the audio manager. So elsewhere in the source code, we have to say it's one of these things, and these are well-defined values. I can live with doing that, but I think the sound effect enum needs to live in the sound effect resource file, right? And then this stuff will go away. We will still have a dictionary, but it will be a dictionary of sound resource, which it doesn't know, right, resource sound effect. Resource sound effect. Instead of this, right? And so part of what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take these vars and we're gonna do that. We're going to put this here. Do we do export? I think we do export for resource. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's a thing we can do, right? Export. Range. Like that. Yeah. So now in Godot, we can just ignore the errors briefly. We can go to config sound effects and we can create a new resource that is a sound effect resource. And we can call this something, whatever we want to call it. Player attack hit. Player attack hit.tres. So we have that file in there, and we can open this, and you can see we can just change this here, right? So we can say, hey, this has a sample, and that sample is meet 1 and meet 2, right? We're just reproducing what we already had in the dictionary, right? Category is combat, 0.8 to 1.2, so 0.8, 1.2-ish, 0.2, and so we've recreated what was in the dictionary, but now it's in a resource file, and so now we just have to do all the rest, and then we want to update ready here, load resources from config directory into sound effects configs. All right, so we're gonna take a break here for a couple of minutes because Twitch wants to run some ads. When we return, I will convert the rest of this over to using resources, and then we will, I think, start working on integrate sound effects into the game so we can see it happening in the game or hear it.